Dan's weekly recaps is going to have to become a series after this. I asked him, walk me through when AJ was going to quit racing, and then walk me through when you almost missed the main. That's all I asked. And
is this in the vlog? Or parts
it will
of it
be.
in the vlog?
I haven't made it to that part of the video yet, but... Okay. All right,
okay, well, I'm ready. Oh, you're downloading it still.
No. All right, here we go.
Dude, the fact that they just made a dog park right next to my balcony is not really conducive to the fact that I am trying to record a podcast right next to a dog park. But
here we go.
Anyhow.
Let's talk a little bit about earlier in the day when AJ was going to quit racing.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, because you were one of the key people who was like trying to hype him up. So walk me through that kind of moment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So the day started decent, and then we progressively kind of just were stagnant. We were just kind of mellow and rolling along, and AJ was just down in the dumps. So it was like a team effort to like rally our athlete back to his prime. So we survived the heat race, solid heat race, honestly. And then LCQ, nobody likes the LCQ, but we just go out there. He just does his thing. We run second in the LCQ, and like we've got him back. Like he's exhausted because of the energy it took, and he was sick last week. So it was just this roller coaster of a ride, and then we break through, run second in the LCQ, and then we're on cloud nine. I mean, first weekend out for us, we slip it in the show. So the thrash session between LCQ to main event is unreal. I mean, you have like 20 minutes. So we thrash through it, we get to the gate late, and it's just this emotional roller coaster that got us through the night, and we're ready to do it again next week.
So how close were you guys to not making the main event?
So we've got our buddies parked across the way, and we still have the bike on the stand, and they're like, hey guys, they're on the gate. So we motor. So
they're the ones that told us.
A little hidden story here that you'll have to ask AJ about, those stairs.
Thanks, Logan Leitzel.
So we go down these stairs, and it's like 3 flights of stairs, and all the warning I get is, hey, put your feet up. And we're just motoring down these stairs, right? So we did that earlier in the day. Ha ha, it was fun. Never do it again. And then we're just late to the main event. So we just bonsai off these stairs, and we're just and we just get in there, and
I forgot I did it in a panic.
Shut your engine off as soon as you get to the building. I told AJ, I'm like, dude, just ride the thing clear to staging. The lady's pissed. She's like waving me in, and we get in there. Everybody's on the gate. Everybody's on the gate. They've got one gate, and the AMA guy's like, down to the end. So we just roll down to the end. He throws his goggles on, sight lap, and we're in the shit. It's great. It's absolutely amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that made me laugh so hard.
I mean, Dan might as well just narrate the whole YouTube video. He should just be the narrator.
We just bonsai.
Yeah, that's so epic. I forgot that we hit the stair. I know I did it in the middle of the day because I think Hunter did it right in front of me, which is hilarious that Hunter did that. Because I'm talking, this was like 40 stairs. It was so many stairs. And it was steep. And with a mechanic on the back of your bike, it's actually kind of hard to like not get out of control going down these stairs. So I did it during the day, and then they're going for the night show, like being that late, I was like, put your feet on, we're sending it, and we hit them fast too.
So I have a theory.
Okay.
I think you popped your tube on the stairs. That's my theory.
Oh, that's a hilarious theory, but no, we figured out the problem, actually.
What happened?
There was no rim lock on the front or the rear.
That would be a problem.
Which is a 100% almost guarantee that you will pop shred the valve, the freaking valve stem right off of the tube, because I accelerate too hard and I brake too hard at a high level that you have to run a rim lock. So the reason that happened is Jamie did the tires at the dog pound, and I took tires from Jet and Hunter, Dazzy gave me a front and a rear tire. Talon sent me the hubs, and they didn't come with rim lock, so Jamie just assumed that maybe they were to be run without. And then I think we all thought that Dunlop was going to do the tires once we got to the race, so it was just sort of an oversight. But no rim lock, basically guaranteed you're going to get a flat tire.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And that's what happened. I got a flat tire.
Okay,
And
hilarious start though.
Oh,
You remember what happened
yeah,
on the start?
back it up.
You passed half the freaking field. You came out dead last and then passed half of them.
It put me into 10th or 11th or 12th. At 12th at the worst. I remember pausing it and counting it. And yeah, I was very outside gate, and I had an idea that I could do that because they didn't put tough blocks around that corner for whatever reason. You could literally, not that I cut, because I think I did it actually pretty fair, or I did it completely fair, but you could have cut that turn easily, real easily. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to pretend to go for the start so I don't look like I'm just like not going for it, but you can't go for the start from that very outside gate. It aims at the tough block. The start, literally, if you were to go out of the gate and go straight, you would run into the tough block and you would crash. So you cannot get the start from that very last gate. They don't even have that gate available in the heat races. It's only, they open up 2 more gates for the main event. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And the 2 gates that they open up, you're riding into tough blocks. So I take off, and then I look to the left. Like if you play that footage back, I do this and look to my left side, and not one person thought to check up and cut down. So there was nothing but space. And I was like, holy cow. And basically I talked about it, did I not, on the podcast? Houston 2011, how everybody drifted wide in the first turn. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Main event, first main event of the season. Nobody thinks, hey, maybe I should hit the brakes a little early because maybe everybody's going to go on the gas a little too long here. And sure enough, not one person had that thought. I cut under to just nothing but space. And I pop out and I'm in 10th. Hit the bridge, stay to the left, actually clear as day in 10th, on, off. Like to go on, off right after that means you're in a good enough position to where like you're looking good. Normally in the main event, I'd get a dead last start and I'd roll the first 4 rhythms, the first triple. Like you'd be rolling the whole first lap. You're 45 seconds behind by the time the first lap ends. So I go on and I go to step off, and for whatever reason, Thrasher or whoever the star guy was in front of me decided to not jump off for no reason. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. Didn't jump off, and I was already committed, and I jumped off, and I just freaking had to, I not only cased the crap out of it, but I had to case it slammed on the brakes. So I was 90% sure I was going to go over the bars, and then I was 100% sure that if it didn't go over the bars, I was going to get landed on. And miraculously, neither of the two happened. Moseman or whoever was behind me did a really good job of just dodging me, like a very good job. So I think it was Moseman. So props to him for avoiding me. But immediately in my head, I said, nope. And and I let myself go back to dead last, which I will not do again this year. That is the absolute last time that will happen. But of all the nights to do it, I was kind of justified because I was just so freaking sick as a dog that I was out of energy. I mean, if there was a freaking loading bar, I was at 1%.
Yeah. Flat tire was the best case scenario.
Yeah, I could have finished that main, and there was a couple guys surprisingly that looked pretty tired in front of me too. I could have probably got 16th to 18th, which would have been a huge freaking win on the night. So even being as exhausted as I was riding very smooth to the point where I could have just clicked some guys off and got 16th to 18th, which that's good to know. But yeah, I don't know, 8 minutes in, I feel the front tire in the sand. And at this point, I'm 60% sure it's flat, but it's sand, so it's inconsistent. I thought, okay, well, maybe it's fine. So then I go to scrub the triple. Really feels weird in the triple. It like rolls over the entire rim, and I'm like, okay, well now I'm 90% sure it's flat, but let's just make sure and we'll test it in this turn. The problem with the turn is there was 3 rollers going into it, and you enter that turn going 45 miles an hour. It's the most high-speed turn I've ever seen in a supercross track in my entire life. And that, for some reason, is the turn I decided to test my front tire to see if it was flat. And I could have rolled, very easily could have rolled, but I didn't. I tripled those 3 rollers and tucked the front faster and harder than I've ever tucked the front in my entire life. I was on the ground before I even knew that I had started to crash. I mean, it freaking flung me to the ground so hard I was in disbelief how quickly I got there. Like, the whole thing happened so fast. Like, I took it, from what I remember, and I don't even have a mark. I don't know how. I'm pretty sure I took it straight to my shoulder, which, to be quite honest, I thankfully actually have not quite a bit, I have a pretty decent amount of muscle in my upper body. That certainly would have separated or probably broke some people's collarbone. That was a hard hit. And then as soon as I hit the ground, the bike flipped and like rolled somehow and got onto my back. And so I was laying there like on my stomach, on my side, like in this position. And now the bike's on top of me with the wheel spinning on my back. And I like did the worm, is the best way I can describe it, is I did like a motion to basically go get my hips off the ground. It was like as if somebody, and I don't even know how to fight, so I don't know if this is accurate, but I think that the key is like you don't want your hips to get pinned down. So like I rotated up and I like flung my butt into the air and it literally launched the bike off of my back. Like that was how I got the bike off of me. I did a really good job doing that. And because I didn't want to get burnt or have the freaking tire rip up my back. So the tire ripped up my back a little bit, ripped open my jersey, and then did the check, still got up after that and still checked my front tire. And I'm like, yep, thought so. And that was the night.
What's funny, in the GoPro footage, you see the fall and then the bike is still laying there. And then you see you walk up, check the front tire, and then pick the bike up.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yep, didn't remember that.
Yep, good times.
If you guys are enjoying these podcast clips and you want to watch full episodes, you can subscribe at club.themotoacademy.com.